Good evening. Welcome to M1's English Language News, Hungary Reports. I'm Híradó with today's news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin. Let's get started. There was an earthquake at dawn on Monday near the town of Heves. Locals felt the 4.1 magnitude earthquake. Many of them were scared by the trembling and ran outside. Seismologists say that this quake was stronger than the average in Hungary, and that for now they can't tell whether there will be aftershocks.
Almost everyone was woken up at dawn in Heves when the ground moved at 1:30 a.m. Locals told M1 News that they awoke to a huge rumble, and even apartment buildings moved. The whole house moved like this a lot. I'd never seen anything like it, and I don't ever want to, this local said. Some ran outside to their gardens, and others into the streets. Doors and windows shook, and many were afraid that their homes would be damaged. It was almost like my bed moved. I was asleep, the door rattled, and the dogs ran to me, barking, this local man recalled. The earthquake happened 14 to 15 kilometers deep underground, but had a force of 4.1 on the Richter scale. This is stronger than average in Hungary. According to information from the Híradó Seismological Observatory, dozens of other towns may have felt the quake. For example, in Eger, Gödöllő, Jászberény and Miskolc. Instruments also recorded the earthquake in the center in Budapest. A seismologist told M1 News that ground movements of this magnitude aren't common in Hungary. They occur once a year at most, but they do record weaker earthquakes regularly.
Idén is volt már.
We've already had 3 quakes this year in February. That was only a 4 intensity, but you could feel it. Their causes are likely connected, but we can't really tell. There may be more tremors, but we can't know for sure, the expert explained. He added that the last time an earthquake of similar magnitude occurred in Heves was in 2013, more than 6 years ago. That was a 4.8 strength shock, stronger than this one. More than 50 houses were damaged back then in the area near Teng, and dozens alerted the emergency services.
Monday is International Youth Day. Several towns prepared activities for the occasion around the country. Young entrepreneurs gathered in Tatabánya to help others who are considering starting a business. Hungary has several policies aimed at helping young adults. They can apply to be reimbursed for their driver's ed classes and exam costs, as well as their language exam fees, and young adults can also apply for funding through the Family Protection Action Plan.
Tibor Hudák has been printing T-shirts for 3 years. He has an increasing number of orders every year from all over the world. He started his first business 10 years ago, and has many simultaneous pursuits to this day. The 27-year-old entrepreneur shared his experiences for International Youth Day at a roundtable discussion at the New Generation Community Center in Tatabánya. I can maybe help other young adults by explaining how to start a business to them. The pitfalls, the risks, and the advantages of starting a business on your own and choosing your own path for yourself, the young man said. Young adults have always faced challenges of their times. The government wishes to help them in that. The Deputy State Secretary for Youth Affairs and Equal Opportunities said at a dancing flash mob organized in Székesfehérvár for the World Day. The government covers the cost of the first driver's ED classes and exam for young adults under the age of 20. And they also reimburse people under the age of 35 for their first successful oral and written language exam. Students can apply for the United Preferential Loan, the Akitel 1, and for the Akitel 2, which can be used to finance higher education tuition fees. Additionally, the 10 million foreign prenatal subsidy, the remission of mortgages, the family home creation program, and the car purchasing subsidy for large families all help young adults to purchase a home and start a family. And the nursery subsidy that aims to help parents with small children kicks off on Friday. The latter examples are all part of the Family Protection Action Plan, which has had more than 15,000 applicants already. The Deputy State Secretary for Family Policy said on M1 News, emphasizing the flexibility of the prenatal subsidy. That's why the prenatal subsidy can be used for anything the parents like, since What someone needs differs from family to family, like preparing their home, purchasing furniture, or anything else. So we found it important that the subsidy be free use. This is a very new measure that not many countries in the world offer, the Deputy State Secretary said. Attila Benedau went on to say that 9,000 people applied for the car purchasing funding for large families in just 6 weeks. He added that for a quicker administration process, it's best to hand in the application online.
There's a countrywide speed camera campaign on the roads. Police officers can measure speeds anywhere and can also hand out fees to speeders. It's a part of a European campaign launched to prevent accidents. Hungary has room for improvement. Twice as many people die in traffic accidents in Hungary in a year than in the country with the best statistics in the EU.
This police officer is measuring the speed of cars passing by from his patrol car in Pécs. There will be more speed cameras in operation around the country this week. There's a Europe-wide initiative to catch speeders. I'm glad I've been noticing that people pay more attention during these series of checks, and I don't even see why they are in such a hurry all the time, this man said. In addition to speed cameras, officers also randomly checked paperwork in Nyíregyháza. I don't drive a lot, but when I do, I see people going faster than allowed, this woman said. The last time there was such a countrywide inspection, officers caught more than 5,600 drivers who were speeding. Speeding is the cause of 1/3 of traffic accidents in Hungary. No other causes have been able to overtake the traffic killer, which is speeding. And 1/3 of accidents happen during the 3 months of summer in Hungary, the spokesperson explained. The country with the least amount of deadly accidents in the EU is the United Kingdom, followed by Denmark and Ireland. Though statistics are improving, there are still many people who die on the roads in Hungary. Last year, there were 563 people. The countries with the worst traffic accident data in the EU are Croatia, Latvia and Romania.
Financial support for therapeutic devices is set to increase. The government has allocated 228 million euros for this purpose next year. The majority of products are in the lowest tax range of 5%. The state secretary of the responsible ministry said that the objective is that anyone who needs these instruments be able to get them at the lowest price and highest quality possible. Work on decreasing the number of mosquitoes with insecticides continues. This week, professionals worked at Lake Balaton, the Tisza Lake, at towns by Lake Velence, in Bács-Kiskun, Csongrád and Zala counties, in the Szolnok area, in Budapest and in Csepel. The National Catastrophe Management Directorate announced that air-sprayed insecticides are suspended during the heat wave, but the ground-based work is continuing according to plan, since they can also carry out those operations during the night. If you have the time, looking at the sky might be a good activity in the upcoming days. A prolific meteor shower called the Perseids has arrived and will be most visible during the night on Monday. The most shooting stars will be seen at dawn on Tuesday. Because of the strong light from the full moon, smaller shooting stars may also be visible already from 1 a.m.
A scene we can see every year. Enthusiastic observers lay on blankets and gaze at the sky in order to see the Perseid meteor shower. Péter Bánfalvi, board member of Vega Astronomical Association, said, "No special tool is needed to observe shooting stars. The phenomenon is also visible to the naked eye." You have to go out into the nature, away from underneath the city sky, where there's no light pollution, and should lay on your back on a blanket or a deck chair and wait for these meteors, these cosmic high-speed dust particles that basically to hit the atmosphere, which is known as the shower of stars, this expert explained. László Kis, astronomist, said on M1 News that shooting stars are small dust particles that burn up while traveling through the Earth's atmosphere, which is why they can also be seen by the naked eye. They glow in the Earth's atmosphere, that is why they are called meteors, and if they are big enough, like the size of my fist or one's head, they might even pass through and slam into the Earth. That's when they are called meteorites. The point is that they glow due to the great air resistance and light up the surrounding air itself too, just like gas is induced in a fluorescent lamp. That is what we see for 1/10 of a second or two, the astronomist said. The expert added that because of the close phase of the full moon, the best time for observing the meteor shower is the time period from midnight till dawn.
Harvest has begun. The type of grape that ripens earliest, called Csaba-gyöngye, is being harvested in the Balatonboglár wine region. It'll be used to create Hungary's and Europe's first young wine of the year. The harvested grape will be processed in a winery in Balatongyőr, and the wine made from it could already be in stores by the end of August. The Seven Meadows Land Festival has begun. It's open for anyone visiting the Őrség region, the westernmost part of Hungary. More than 20 towns have prepared colorful activities for days, all the way until August 20th. The event is being held for the 18th time this year, and its central theme for the Jubilee occasion is the legendary festival, Woodstock. Several concerts, film screenings, performances and discussions will center around the topic at the festival in the Őrség. That's all for today. You can catch Hungary reports after the 11 p.m. Hungarian news and online. Coming right up are other foreign language news broadcasts. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the stargazing and good night.